Chosen one, lock your attention on this message right now. You did not find this recording by accident, and the algorithm did not bring you here today. The Holy Spirit orchestrated this exact intersection in time. Do not click away. Your future self is watching this moment with tears in their eyes because heaven has a very specific warning for you. The system wants you to scroll past this. Take one deep breath slowly. Let the noise leave your mind for a moment. You feel that right now, that quiet ache sitting in the back of your chest. You have been feeling incredibly drained lately, haven't you? Even when you have rested, the deep exhaustion remains in your bones. Every morning, the heaviness is already sitting on your shoulders before you even open your eyes. You push through, you smile for them, but inside, you are barely holding on. You have been pulling away from people you used to talk to every day. Conversations feel incredibly shallow. You cannot pretend to care about the drama anymore because your soul is craving deep silence. They think you are mad at them, but they do not understand that your spirit is simply rejecting their low frequency while you prepare for a shift. There is a strange restlessness living inside your bones. You sit in your room and feel like you need to go home, but you are already home. The physical space that used to bring you absolute comfort now feels like a tight cage. You are pacing the floor late at night, and you are looking out the window for answers because your spirit is pacing back and forth in the unseen realm. You are spiritually restless. People tell you that you are just stressed. The world wants to put a medical label on your quiet pain. They want you to believe you are depressed, and they want you to think something is fundamentally wrong with your mind. But I need you to listen to me very carefully right now. You are not losing your mind. You are not broken. What you are experiencing right now is not a psychological breakdown. This heavy discomfort is a divine eviction notice. Heaven is making your current environment uncomfortable on purpose, and God is actively destroying your appetite for your current life. Why is He doing this? Because you are about to be moved. The season you are in has officially expired. You have completely outgrown the soil. If God did not make you uncomfortable, you would never find the courage to leave. You would settle for less than you deserve. You would stay in that dead space forever just to keep the peace. But you are a masterpiece of God. He will not let you wither in a place that no longer feeds your soul. The Holy Spirit is currently packing your spiritual bags. He is cutting the invisible cords that tied you to those people, and He is breaking the familiar chains that kept you bound to their expectations. You have been feeling a strong urge to purge things. You want to discard old clothes. You want to delete contacts from your phone. You want to wipe your slate completely clean. This intense urge is not random. It is your physical body responding to a massive spiritual instruction, while the atmosphere around you is trembling with anticipation. You are standing at the absolute edge of a massive transition. Everything feels unstable right now. The ground beneath your feet is shifting. The doors you used to walk through are slamming shut. People you trusted are suddenly showing you their true colors. God is exposing everything before He moves you, because He cannot let you take energetic parasites into your promised land. He is forcing the hidden snakes to reveal themselves in the bright light so you can finally see the truth. This is a painful process. It hurts to watch the illusion shatter, but you must let it happen. You must allow the old structure to burn down to the ground. The universe is communicating with you through this intense friction, and there is a profound message hidden inside your sudden isolation. God is speaking loud and clear, but He is using a divine language that the matrix cannot translate. Only a chosen one can decode this frequency. The sleepers just feel blind panic. But your soul recognizes the divine instruction. God just revealed the number one sign that your relocation is imminent. It is a sign so personal that nobody else could possibly understand it. And it is a quiet confirmation placed directly inside your heart. You have been waiting for this exact validation. Do not let your mind wander here. Lock your focus on my voice. The enemy is desperately trying to distract you right now. The dark forces want you to doubt your sharp intuition. They want you to stay paralyzed in fear, because they know that if you realize you are being moved, their control over you is permanently broken. You are slipping through their greedy fingers right now. There are no coincidences in a chosen one's life. The sudden silence from your friends is not a coincidence. Every frustration was designed by heaven. God used the friction to loosen your grip on the old world, and he had to pry your fingers off the things you loved. You thought you were being punished. But nothing is falling apart. Everything is finally falling into place. You truly believe that the people you loved simply rejected you. You think you did something terribly wrong to push them away. The sudden silence from your inner circle hurts your soul deeply, and you sit alone in your room, wondering why your phone stopped ringing while your heart aches for a logical explanation. They seemingly abandoned you when you needed their support the most. But heaven needs you to see the absolute truth right now. Your current isolation is not a cruel punishment from the universe. It is a strict divine quarantine designed to protect your frequency. God intentionally removed those familiar faces from your immediate physical space. He knew their dense energy was too heavy for your next destination. The universe is actively protecting your fragile spirit from their subtle manipulation. You are currently being prepared for a massive spiritual and physical relocation, and taking their toxic baggage with you would completely destroy the foundation of your new season before it even begins. So God had to create a sudden physical and spiritual vacuum. Look closely at the doors that recently slammed shut in your face. The lucrative job opportunity that decided not to hire you this month. The long relationship that suddenly ended in a storm of utter confusion. The golden opportunity that slipped right through your fingers at the very last second while you were desperately reaching for it. You cried because you thought God was denying your deepest daily prayers. But his temporary delay is never a sign of absolute denial. His delay is divine exactness to ensure your ultimate physical survival. If he let you walk into that specific room, you would have been permanently trapped. The enemy had set a perfect invisible snare right behind that shiny new door. They wanted you perfectly comfortable in a toxic place. That environment was specifically designed to slowly drain your precious anointing. You would have quietly settled for a counterfeit blessing just to feel safe and secure in a familiar worldly system. God had to forcefully redirect your path before it was too late. His brutal rejection was simply his aggressive form of unconditional protection. The people walking away from you did not leave because you are flawed. They left because your light was exposing the shadows they refused to heal. Your mere presence demands a level of authenticity that they are absolutely terrified to provide. They could not secretly manipulate your incredibly sharp intuition anymore. They realized that their clever little masks were completely useless against you. You are the discerning warrior who sees right through their hidden agendas, and dark entities will always flee from a vessel that operates in pure, blinding truth. For many years, you acted as the ultimate spiritual shield for your family and friends. You silently absorbed all their chaotic trauma so they could sleep peacefully in their beds while you stayed awake, fighting their demons. You carried their emotional garbage without ever asking for a single thing in return. But your exhausting shift as the unpaid spiritual bodyguard is officially over. You are released from the heavy burden of healing people who want to stay broken. Heaven commands you to let their heavy expectations drop to the floor right now. The brand new territory God is moving you into requires a completely pure personal frequency, You cannot enter the promised land while carrying the heavy chains of your old slavery. That is exactly why your current environment feels so incredibly suffocating and hostile right now. The Matrix is trying to pull you back into the familiar comfort of daily misery, but your awakened soul is aggressively rejecting the old world because you finally know you are destined for much greater things. You are rapidly molting your old skin to prepare for the grand transition. Embrace the profound quietness of your empty room instead of fighting the lonely silence. Stop trying to rebuild the fragile connections that heaven intentionally shattered for your own safety. The deep silence you are experiencing today is not painful loneliness at all. It is the holy and sterile silence of a divine spiritual operating room. God is performing deep spiritual surgery on your wounded heart right now while you rest quietly in this safely isolated space. He is removing the deep poison of betrayal before he places you in your new kingdom. Do not panic when the physical landscape around you looks completely barren and utterly dead. The winter season always strips the trees bare before the spring brings explosive new growth. Your life looks empty because God is clearing the stage for a massive, miraculous intervention. The blind sleepers look at your life and they honestly think you are failing miserably. But they cannot see the massive spiritual infrastructure being built behind the scenes to support your upcoming financial wealth. Every single tear you cried in that room watered the seeds of your upcoming harvest. You firmly believed that you were being buried alive in the cold, dark dirt forever. But you were actually being carefully planted in extremely rich and fertile spiritual soil. The intense pressure you feel right now is the old seed shell finally breaking open. Your deep roots are digging into divine truth, while your branches prepare to reach heights you never thought were possible. You are almost completely ready to move into the magnificent light. Do not try to foolishly escape this divine quarantine before the designated time is up. If you run out of the waiting room early, you will abort the entire miracle. Rest peacefully in the quiet isolation and let the universe scrub your energy completely clean. The genuine people who truly belong in your next beautiful chapter will find you effortlessly. You will not have to force a single human connection in your new season of effortless abundance and absolute peace. Everything will flow perfectly towards you like a gentle river of continuous blessings. God is actively hiding you safely in the dark shadow of his mighty right hand. You are being concealed from the enemies who want to steal your upcoming mega deposit. They simply cannot attack a target that they can no longer see with their eyes. Your divinely orchestrated isolation makes you entirely invisible to all forms of demonic surveillance and the petty jealousy of your former friends. Stay strictly grounded in the divine quarantine zone until God gives you the final green light. The magnificent reveal of your new reality will instantly silence every person who doubted you. Pay very close attention to how people are acting around you right now. Their behavior has become incredibly erratic and confusing. People you once trusted are suddenly acting extremely cold. You walk into a room and the entire atmosphere immediately shifts into thick tension. They stop talking when you approach them, and you can physically feel their unspoken judgment hanging heavily in the air while you try to act normal. They are treating you like a stranger. This is not a random phase. The universe is actively lifting the heavy veil from your eyes. You are finally seeing the hidden spiritual reality. They were never truly your friends in the first place. They loved you when you were completely broken and desperately seeking their constant validation, but your spirit is quietly waking up from a very deep sleep. You are vibrating at a completely different frequency now. Your spiritual frequency is elevating rapidly. This massive shift is making the sleepers extremely uncomfortable. They cannot understand why you refuse to play their games. You no longer laugh at their toxic jokes. You sit in absolute silence while they constantly gossip. And your quiet presence forces them to violently confront the ugly shadows they desperately try to hide, because your pure light is actively burning their comfortable darkness. They are reacting with pure panic. The Matrix is officially rejecting you. The old system is aggressively pushing you out because you no longer fit the mold, and you are a cycle breaker holding immense divine authority. The enemy built this system to keep you drained and entirely submissive. They wanted you to stay exhausted so you could never access your true power. But heaven intervened. The system simply cannot process a chosen one who finally knows their ultimate worth. It is glitching. For years they used you as a battery. They fed on your beautiful empathetic energy to sustain their miserable lives. You gave them everything you had. You poured your precious light into their empty vessels. And every time you tried to set a healthy boundary, they expertly manipulated you into feeling completely selfish while they continued to feast on your gentle spirit. But God is cutting that parasitic cord right now. You are taking your power back. Watch how quickly they turn on you. The moment you permanently stop supplying their energy, their fake love instantly turns into bitter hatred because they can no longer control your actions. They launch smear campaigns behind your back. They twist your words to make you look like the villain. They are terrified because their ultimate source of free spiritual nourishment is walking away permanently. The enemy is using them as desperate agents to pull you back into the dirt. You are the discerning warrior. You can see the demonic strings attached to their sudden anger. You feel the heavy spiritual warfare operating behind their casual texts and phone calls. That sudden wave of heavy anxiety you feel around them does not belong to you at all, because it is simply their internal chaos bleeding directly into your peaceful atmosphere. You must completely stop trying to fix their brokenness. Heaven demands that you protect your sacred energy. There are absolutely no coincidences in this process. Every strange look and every ignored message is a divine appointment. God is purposefully orchestrating this massive discomfort to permanently break your emotional attachments, and He is forcefully weaning you off the toxic milk of the Matrix. The old world is fading away because it was fundamentally built on lies and manipulation. You are finally seeing the naked truth. It is ugly, but it is strictly necessary. Let them misunderstand your profound silence. Let them loudly assume whatever they want to assume about your character. You do not need to constantly defend your pure soul to people who are entirely committed to misunderstanding you, because your energy is way too expensive to spend on their cheap drama. As a masterpiece of God, your only job is to remain completely aligned with heaven. Their petty opinions hold absolutely zero weight in the spiritual realm. You can literally feel the massive shift. The heavy chains are snapping right in front of your eyes. The people who were supposed to go with you have officially disqualified themselves. And while your human heart might grieve the loss of those relationships, your spirit is rejoicing because the heavy burden is finally lifted. You are breathing fresh air for the first time in your life. The toxic fog is rapidly clearing from your tired mind. The enemy thought this isolation would break you completely, and they firmly believed you would come crawling back to the familiar matrix, begging for a tiny crumb of fake love. They drastically underestimated the quiet resilience of a true chosen one. Instead of breaking down, you are actually leveling up in the silence. The old system is violently spitting you out, but God is waiting to catch you in His mighty hands. You are exactly where you need to be. Do not look back at the burning bridges. The fire that is destroying your old connections is a holy fire of purification, and the people who were abruptly removed were simply blocking the giant door to your real destiny. You are the quiet victor, standing in the ashes of the old matrix, and God is about to show you the ultimate proof that you are on the right path. Get ready to receive the absolute confirmation you have been begging for. Listen carefully, because we are going deep into the ultimate mystery today. You have been waiting for a massive sign in the physical world, and you wanted a loud voice to tell you exactly what to do. But the Holy Spirit operates in profound silence. God just revealed the number one sign that your relocation is absolutely imminent. It is not an external event. The number one sign is the complete and total death of your old appetites. Look deeply inside your soul right now. You simply do not want what you used to want. The desperate desires that kept you awake at night have completely vanished from your heart, and you feel a profound detachment from the worldly goals that used to drive your everyday actions. The ambition is gone. Things that used to excite you now feel completely empty. You look at the places you used to go, and you feel absolutely nothing. You think you are losing your passion for life. But heaven is actually doing something incredibly specific. God is forcefully deleting the old software from your spirit, because the old desires belong entirely to the old matrix system. You used to care deeply about proving them wrong. You wanted to show the sleepers that you were successful and worthy of their love. But now, you just want absolute peace. You do not care if they think you are a total failure. This deep apathy toward their worldly opinions is the ultimate proof that the generational curse is completely broken in your bloodline. You are free. This internal collapse is the sacred sign only you can know. Nobody else can see that your internal architecture has completely shifted. They look at you and they think you have simply given up on life, but you have not given up at all. You have finally surrendered to a much higher frequency, while the universe is clearing the stage for a massive, miraculous intervention. But there is a very strange physical symptom attached to this spiritual death. You have been feeling incredibly heavy over the last few weeks. Your physical body feels like it is walking through thick mud, even when you are just doing simple daily tasks. Why are you so physically exhausted, even when you have rested for hours? I need you to hear this divine truth right now. This sudden exhaustion is not a medical condition. Your bones feel heavy because your physical vessel is trying to keep up with a rapid spiritual timeline. You are undergoing a massive cellular upgrade while you sleep. The old energy is being violently pulled out of your body, and that extraction process requires a tremendous amount of physical energy. You are drained. Your body is begging for deep rest. It is preparing to hold a massive new weight, and you are about to receive a massive deposit of spiritual and financial wealth. You cannot carry that level of authority if your nervous system is still vibrating with old trauma. God is forcing you to lie down so He can rebuild your energetic capacity completely from scratch. Take a deep breath right now and drop your tense shoulders. If you can feel this massive internal shift happening inside your body, type 777 in the comments right now to claim this absolute breakthrough. We do not do this for visibility. We do this as a physical declaration to the universe that you are entirely aligned with heaven and ready for the move. The matrix is completely terrified of your new detached state. The enemy uses your desires to manipulate your daily choices. When you desperately wanted money or validation, they could easily dangle those things in front of you to keep you trapped in a low frequency. But how can they control a chosen one who literally wants nothing from their broken system? They cannot. You have become completely untouchable. Your dead appetites are your greatest spiritual weapon right now. The enemy is throwing old temptations at you just to see if you will bite the hook again. They are sending old friends and familiar toxic situations back into your life to test your new boundaries. But you look at those traps with absolute spiritual disgust, and you walk away. You are a masterpiece of God, standing on the edge of the promised land. This profound emptiness you feel is the final bridge you must cross. God had to make you completely empty so he could fill you with his divine purpose. And the sudden death of your old life is the absolute guarantee that your new life is ready to launch right now. You are finally ready to step into your season of quiet authority. The internal shift is already completely finished. The physical manifestation is rushing toward you at lightning speed. But there is a massive secret about this energy extraction that the enemy desperately wants to hide from you. What heaven is about to replace that exhaustion with will shock you to your core. Before I release the final divine decree over your life, I need to speak directly to your wounded heart. You have endured massive betrayal. The people who were supposed to protect you ended up throwing you into the fire. And right now, there is a heavy knot of bitter resentment sitting deep inside your chest. You want them to pay for what they did. But heaven requires you to do something incredibly difficult right now. You must drop the heavy baggage of your old trauma. You cannot carry the toxic luggage of the old matrix into your brand new promised land. If you bring that bitter resentment across the sacred border, you will completely contaminate the pure soil of your new wealthy territory. Forgiveness is not about letting your abusers off the hook. God saw every single tear they forced you to cry in secret. He recorded every lie they whispered behind your tired back. The divine justice system is already handling their severe punishment, but if you hold on to your burning anger, you remain energetically tied to their sinking ship. You must cut the final invisible cord today. The enemy wants you obsessing over the past because a distracted mind cannot receive a massive blessing. They want you looking backward, so you crash your future vehicle. Take one deep breath right now. Release the painful memory of how they entirely mishandled your beautiful light. Let them go permanently. You are a chosen one, preparing to receive a mega deposit of spiritual and financial abundance. A vessel filled with old poison cannot hold fresh holy water. God is asking you to empty your cup completely. You must violently evict their voices from your tired head. Their opinions do not deserve to live rent-free in your expensive new mind. Look at your empty hands right now. They feel completely empty because heaven forced you to drop the fake silver. But God is holding solid gold right above your head. You cannot catch the golden blessing if your fists are tightly clenched in pure anger. Open your hands right now. Surrender your desperate need for a loud human apology. The people who broke you will never give you the closure you deeply want. They are completely incapable of understanding the massive damage they caused. And waiting for their apology is like waiting for a dead tree to produce fresh fruit. You do not need their validation to heal. Heaven is giving you the ultimate closure right here in this quiet moment. Your season of acting as the spiritual punching bag is permanently over. You are stepping into the sanctuary of quiet authority, but true authority requires absolute emotional control. When you forgive them, you are not being weak. You are being dangerously powerful. You are telling the dark matrix that their ultimate weapon failed to destroy your pure soul. The heavy winter is finally ending today. You survived the brutal wilderness without losing your gentle heart. That is your greatest victory. The enemy tried to turn you into a bitter monster, but you remained a beautiful masterpiece of God. And because you kept your spirit pure, the universe is about to reward you in a completely unimaginable way. God is actively preparing a giant table for you in the presence of your enemies. They will be forced to watch heaven bless you beyond measure. But you will not even look at them. You will be too busy enjoying the magnificent feast. Your complete indifference will be their ultimate punishment. Your pure silence will be your loudest victory. Cleanse your spiritual house right now. Wash your hands of the old drama. Step out of the chaotic survival mode and prepare your nervous system for absolute peace. The heavy storm is breaking apart in the spiritual realm. The dark clouds are rapidly rolling away, and a brilliant light is piercing through the thick darkness to find your exact location. You are deeply loved, you are heavily protected, and you are finally completely ready to receive the ultimate keys. The spiritual quarantine is officially lifting today. Prepare your tired soul for the massive shift, because what I am about to declare over your life next will shatter the remaining chains entirely. The final breakthrough is standing at your door. Take one final deep breath. Exhale the heavy pain of the last 5 years. You are leaving the desert behind you forever. The universe is officially closing the painful chapter of your deep isolation, and heaven is writing a brand new story of massive abundance. Open your heart wide, because the divine decree is about to be released right now. In the mighty name of the Creator, I break every generational cycle that has tried to wrap its heavy chains around your tired mind. The endless poverty stops with you today. The severe anxiety stops with you right now. The cycles of deep betrayal are permanently cancelled. You are the ultimate cycle breaker. I decree that the heavy mantle of survival mode is violently falling off your shoulders, and you are finally breathing the fresh air of true spiritual freedom. You are no longer surviving. You are stepping into absolute victory. The heavy iron doors that kept you locked in the dark are blowing wide open. God is completely shattering the invisible ceiling that held your family down for generations. Breathe it out right now. The intense spiritual war you fought for your entire bloodline is completely won. The massive financial delay is officially broken today. The divine frequency of pure abundance is overriding the matrix system right now. God is unlocking a mega deposit of wealth and extreme clarity. I declare right now that the long season of you being a footstool for their fragile ego is permanently over. The universe is entirely flipping the script. Those who sat at tables and spoke poorly of your pure name are about to witness God prepare a massive feast for you. He is preparing it right in front of their jealous eyes. You do not have to lift a single finger to destroy them. Heaven is aggressively stepping in as your ultimate defense attorney today. Watch them panic completely as your peace becomes entirely untouchable. The deep confusion they tried to cast onto your beautiful life is returning directly to their own dark camp. They wanted you completely exhausted and financially desperate, so you would settle for their toxic crumbs. But a massive shift has just fractured their entire system. The Matrix cannot control a chosen one who finally knows their exact worth. You are not trapped at the bottom anymore. You are holding the golden keys. Every single thing the enemy stole from your bloodline is being returned with massive divine interest. The years you spent crying in absolute isolation are being completely refunded. The universe is paying you back for every ounce of pure energy they drained from your tired soul. You are completely released from the prison of their low expectations. I speak massive restoration over your tired physical body right now. The deep exhaustion is leaving your bones immediately. The sudden death of your old desires was the ultimate setup for this exact moment. You felt completely empty because heaven needed a massive clean space to drop this incredible miracle. The strange isolation was a divine quarantine to protect you today. Now, the quarantine is officially lifted. The heavy chains are nothing but dust on the floor. You are a masterpiece of God, stepping into the bright light. Your physical reality is violently shifting to match your new frequency. I declare that your new territory is completely secured, and the people you will meet in this new season will never try to drain your beautiful, pure light again. They will celebrate your power instead of secretly competing with your anointing. You will never have to shrink yourself again just to make broken people feel incredibly comfortable. Your voice will carry massive spiritual weight. Your mere presence will shatter the darkness in every single room you enter. You are highly dangerous to the failing system. Feel the atmosphere lift. The dark clouds are entirely gone. The bright sun is shining directly on your beautiful face. The tears of deep sorrow are turning into tears of absolute vindication. You survived the worst attacks they could possibly imagine, and you did not just survive the brutal fire because you completely absorbed its intense heat to become much stronger. You became the fire. The enemy is running away. They are running in absolute terror because you are finally awake. Heaven is completely bypassing the normal rules of human logic to bless you. You will skip the long line and walk straight to the absolute front. The people who completely ignored your pure potential will beg for your attention in the near future. But they will not be able to reach your high frequency. You are elevated. You are elevated far beyond their petty worldly drama, and the heavy curtain is finally dropping on their fake show while you take complete control of your destiny. You are the sole director of your beautiful new reality today. Your period of intense suffering is officially deleted from the spiritual records. You are stepping into a season of effortless miracles and massive financial overflow. Everything turns to absolute gold. The divine relocation is completely approved by the highest court of heaven. Pack your spiritual bags right now. The ultimate door is wide open, and the old matrix is burning behind you. Walk through the gate and claim your grand inheritance. The ultimate victory is permanently sealed inside your spirit. You are finally home. You have received the ultimate verdict from heaven today. The heavy chains are broken, and your new reality is rapidly manifesting. But there is one final divine rule you must follow to protect this incredible miracle. You must remain completely silent about your upcoming blessing. Do not rush to tell your family. Do not call your old friends to share the good news. Heaven requires absolute secrecy right now, because prematurely exposing your divine plans will give the enemy a perfect chance to intercept your reward. The massive wealth and deep peace coming your way are extremely fragile in their early stages. If you prematurely share your grand plans with broken people, their secret jealousy will act as a dark spiritual weapon. They will smile at your face while their spirits actively curse your sudden progress. You cannot afford to expose your beautiful new seed to their toxic winter. You must hide your divine harvest until it is fully grown. The human ego desperately wants to prove everybody wrong. You will feel a very strong temptation to post your success on social media just to make your enemies incredibly jealous. Do not fall for this childish trap. The Matrix wants you to operate in petty revenge because pride will immediately lower your high frequency. A true chosen one does not need a public audience to feel validated. True divine power is completely invisible. Let them blindly assume that you are still stuck in the exact same place. Let them proudly think they won the silent war. While they are busy celebrating their fake victory, you will be quietly building a massive empire behind closed doors. Your complete silence is a heavy spiritual shield that absolutely terrifies the dark forces. They cannot attack a moving target if they do not know the target has already left the building. You are stepping into the holy sanctuary of quiet authority today. In this beautiful new season, your massive results will make all the loud noise for you. People will eventually see the incredible favor on your life, and they will be completely confused by your sudden rise. But you will owe them absolutely no explanation. You are an anointed vessel, and you no longer have to explain your divine life to the sleeping masses. Keep your inner circle incredibly small during this sensitive transition. If God intentionally removed certain people from your life recently, do not dare to invite them into your new wealthy territory. The empty seats at your table are entirely reserved for high-frequency connections. Do not feel guilty for protecting your absolute peace. You paid a massive price for this freedom, and you must guard it with your life. I am going to pray a final seal of protection over your spirit right now. Close your eyes for a brief moment. In the mighty name of heaven, I completely seal every single blessing that was spoken over your beautiful life today. I declare that the dark enemy cannot steal your upcoming financial harvest. I command every demonic observer to go completely blind when they look in your exact direction. You are divinely hidden. I place a thick hedge of pure spiritual fire around your physical body and your tired mind. The exhausting anxiety that kept you awake at night is permanently banished from your peaceful home. You will sleep deeply tonight because you finally know that the universe is aggressively fighting your battles. Every word of this message is permanently stamped into your soul. The divine shift is completely locked into your immediate future. You are a beautiful masterpiece of God. You survived the brutal wilderness, and you came out completely purified by the holy fire. The season of crying in secret is permanently over. You are walking forward with a quiet mind and a deeply grounded spirit. The heavy storm has officially passed. Accept this incredible reality with a grateful heart. You are completely safe, and you are entirely free from the old matrix system. If this message brought absolute peace to your tired soul today, I need you to perform a simple physical action to seal this specific energy. Gently like this video right now. Do not do it for an algorithm or for casual engagement. Do it as a firm physical declaration to the universe that you are in total spiritual agreement with heaven. This small action completely locks your frequency into the massive divine blessing. The enemy will desperately try to intercept your future messages to keep you completely confused. They do not want you receiving further instructions from the divine realm. Subscribe to this sanctuary right now and turn on the bell. You must protect your spiritual access to these vital warnings. This channel is a safe lighthouse for chosen ones, and staying connected ensures your enemies can never plunge you back into the dark. Rest your tired mind today. Do not try to figure out exactly how the massive miracle will unfold tomorrow. The human brain is completely incapable of understanding the complex mathematics of heaven. Your only job is to remain entirely peaceful and profoundly silent while God handles all the heavy lifting. The divine relocation is already perfectly orchestrated. The grand doors will open naturally when the exact moment arrives.